you were in my shoes. This is what happened. 13 years ago, I weighed about 90 plus kilos, felt tired most of the time, could barely run 400 meters at a stretch, and ate a lot of junk. A little voice kept nagging in my head that I need to change and do something about my health. It was around the same time that I learned that my mother was unwell. She had a severe knee condition, so bad that she could barely walk, and she was just 51. However, she was determined to get better, and through physical therapy, yoga, and a balanced diet, she healed herself in a few months. That is when I realized movement is medicine, and the health is the only real wealth we all have. Listening to my voice, internal voice in my head, and motivated by my mom's recovery, I started my fitness journey with running and yoga. My initial runs were more walks than runs, but no matter what, I kept moving. My aim was to lose the extra weight I was carrying, and I did that in a few months. In that process, I fell in love with the sport and continued to run. My runs went from kilometers to miles to 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, and I could feel that I was getting stronger, faster, I could run further. I then started setting bigger goals for myself, and I achieved most, but failed a few. My failures taught me much more than success ever did. I gave up on habits that did not serve my purpose. It was a huge transformation for me. In 2018, I was training hard for a marathon, and I had put in months of work. I was confident that I would do well. But on the race day morning, I got up with a terrible stomach. I felt terrible. After much contemplation, I decided not to race while I was sick, but rest and recover. It was a hard decision to make, but indeed the right one. Running has taught me to be in the moment, to make decisions that matter now. 3 years ago, when the pandemic struck, many people lost their jobs, and I was one among them. It was a difficult time for me. And I truly believe it's because of the grit and resilience I've built through years of running that I could cope up with those hard times. Not giving up on longer runs, pushing hard on bad days, all that I did on ground carried to other parts of my life. Last year, I took up a much bigger challenge. I signed up for a triathlon where I was required to swim 1.9 kilometers, then cycle 90 kilometers, and finish with a 21.1 kilometer run. I trained hard and I put in the work, but on the race day, I terribly failed. I could not make the swim cut-off time, and my dream was shattered. Right at that moment, I decided to be better prepared next year, and I did just that. With 7 months of training, averaging to 10 hours per week, I completed the same event last month. Running has taught me that giving up is not an option. Let me share some insights about how running can help us lead better lives. When we think about running, it's easy to focus on the physical benefits, weight management, a fitter body, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. There is more to it than meets the eye. In 2015, a group of doctors at the Mayo Clinic from Mayo Foundation did a combined study on all literature available on PubMed since 2000. And this study included at least 500 runners who were observed for a period of 5 years on the effect of aerobic activity, in this case running, on cardiovascular fitness and all-cause mortality. Some of the key findings that they share from the study are physical inactivity may be the biggest threat to health in the 21st century. Runners typically perform rigorous physical activity and hence have improved level of cardiorespiratory fitness. Running helps prevent obesity, hypertension, type 2 diabetes, osteoarthritis, cancer, even disability. When we make running a part of our regular lives, there is more that we get. Voluntary physical activity is the single best thing that one could do to slow down the cognitive response with normal aging, says Dr. David Linden, who is a professor at the Johns Hopkins University. He writes an article titled, "The Truth About Runner's High and Other Mental Benefits of Running." In this article, he mentions that exercise has a dramatic antidepressant effect. It blunts the brain's response to physical as well as emotional stress. He also states that it affects the hippocampus, the part of the brain that is responsible for memory and function, in a positive way. The hippocampus has been found to grow in volume for people who exercise regularly. Some of the other benefits included are improved working memory and focus, improved mood. Well, you may think there are so many benefits of running. What's the minimum dosage I need to run? There are recommendations from American College of Sports Science and the Center of Disease Cure and Prevention that states 150 minutes of moderate physical activity spread across 5 days a week, so 30 minutes, 5 days a week, coupled with 2 sessions of strength training. Running is a team sport. 100% of me is nothing compared to 1% of the whole team, says Eliud Kipchoge, one of the greatest marathon runners of all times, with a running career of 20 plus years, 2 golds at Olympics, 11 goals at the World Major Marathons. He's a part of the NN running team at Kapaghat, Kenya, where no one trains alone. They work as colleagues and uplift each other. They have very strong core values of teamwork and trust. Kipchoge says no human is limited, and he truly lives that. Scientists believe that it's not humanly possible for someone to run a marathon, which is 42.2 kilometers, in less than 2 hours. Or it would take 50 more years for the human race and supporting technology to evolve for such a feat. Kipchoge took up that challenge, and he created history on the streets of Vienna on October 12, 2019, at the Ineos 159 Challenge. Of course, he put in all the hard work and dedication and years of commitment, but did he really do this alone? There was an entire team that was committed to the same cause. And I would like to mention specifically about 41 pacers who ran along Kipchoge. They ran in a formation of V, 7 pacers at a time, and they swapped in and out 9 times during the race. These pacers themselves were world-class athletes from different countries, and they came together for a bigger cause, running itself. Running can change a life. Running a marathon can change it forever. It requires hard work, dedication, months of training, but it's a holistic transformation, and I have experienced it. It has led to improvement in physical growth, personal growth, professional growth, relationships, in all aspects of my life. In the State of Running survey of 2019, it stated that, I'm drawing insights from the survey, runrepeat.com mentioned it, 0.17% of world's population has run a marathon. Do you want to join this rare club? Well, I would urge you to take that first step and embrace this journey. But before you start, do consult your physician. Start now, but start small. Be consistent and follow a plan. Find a local running group and build your community. Believe in yourself, and remember, the finish line is just the beginning. Let's run.